Today, we're talking about artificial intelligence, but probably not in the way you're thinking. We're going to go deep inside the world of modern defense to see how AI is completely changing how battles are fought, and maybe more importantly, how those life or death decisions get made.
So just imagine for a second, you're commander on a modern battlefield. You're not short on information. You are literally drowning in it. You've got live drone feeds coming in, satellite images, endless intelligence reports. It's a constant, overwhelming flood. The real challenge isn't getting more data. It's making sense of it all before your adversary does.
And look, this isn't just some hypothetical idea. When a nation's defense secretary comes out and says something like this, it signals a massive strategic shift. It means AI is no longer on some future wish list. It's being woven right into the fabric of national security. It's all about maintaining an edge in a world that changes by the minute.
Okay, so to really understand how AI helps with that data flood, we need to look at a core military process that it's designed to make faster. And that process, it's called the kill chain. So what exactly is the kill chain? Well, put simply, it's the whole sequence of events from find to finish. You can think of it as the military's central nervous system for responding to a threat. It's all about connecting the dots from all these different sources to give commanders a really clear picture and, actual options they can act on.
Right, so that's the traditional process. Now let's see how artificial intelligence takes this very human-driven process and basically puts it into overdrive.
And this is where the game totally changes. AI just attacks the timeline at every single step. First, it fuses data at a scale that no human team could ever hope to manage. But, and this is key, it doesn't just show you the data, it actually generates concrete attack options. So what's the result? Well, commanders can make a move while their opponent is still trying to figure out what's even happening. That decision cycle gets compressed from hours down to minutes, or in some cases, even seconds.
So making targeting way faster is obviously a massive leap forward. But here's the thing. This supercharged process doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's actually just one part of a much, much bigger digital transformation that's going on. That AI-powered kill chain is an absolutely vital piece, no doubt. But to see its true power, we have to zoom out and see the larger system that it plugs into. And this brings us to the bigger picture, something called the digital targeting web. This is where we go from looking at a single process to seeing how the entire battlefield is getting wired together. Okay, so if the kill chain is the brain making a decision, the digital targeting web is the nervous system that actually carries it out. It's the connective tissue that links all the data sources, the command centers, and the weapon systems, allowing for this perfectly synchronized action on a massive scale. Now, what's really crucial here is that this isn't a closed system built by just one company. The strategy is to create a collaborative ecosystem. By pulling in tech from lots of different companies, both the defense giants and the smaller, nimbler startups, the military avoids getting locked into one provider and makes sure they always have access to the most innovative tools out there. But you can have all this incredible technology, and it's basically useless without a fundamental change in mindset. To really make it all work, you have to transform how the entire organization thinks about its single most valuable asset. And this right here is the ultimate goal. The whole point is to transform the entire Ministry of Defense into a truly data-centric organization. And what that means is that data isn't just some byproduct of an operation, it's the central asset that drives every single decision. So what does that actually look like for a person on the ground? Well, it means seamless access. So a soldier in the field can pull up the exact same data as an analyst back at headquarters. It means that data is sovereign and secure, always controlled by the MOD. And it means universal availability. So you're breaking down those old walls between departments so that critical information can just flow instantly to wherever it's needed most. When you boil it all down, the entire mission is really about this one thing: empowering every single individual from the front lines all the way to high command with the right information at the right time to make faster, better, and more effective decisions. Simple as that. Okay, so we've gone from a single process to a battlefield-wide network and all the way to a whole new philosophy on data. Let's boil this all down to the key takeaways. Why this really matters right now. It's really easy to see all this as just another tech upgrade, but that totally misses the point. What we're actually witnessing is a complete rethinking of how military operations are conducted from the ground up, all built on a new foundation of data and, of course, speed. So here's what you really need to remember. First, speed is the new advantage. AI is all about shortening that time from insight to action. Second, it is all about connection, fusing tons of data to create one single clear picture. And third, and this is probably the most important part, this is not science fiction. This isn't some plan for 10 years from now. These AI-driven capabilities are being used on active battlefields today, including in Ukraine. And that leaves us with a pretty critical question for the future, doesn't it? If military power is no longer just about who has the most tanks and ships, but about the speed of its data, what does that mean for global security? It's a huge question, and one that's probably going to define the coming decades. Thanks for joining this explainer.